Good evening, everybody. How is everybody? This is Stephen the Medium coming to you live from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. And hello, everybody. So, today or tonight, I want to just speak about the 5 ways to know that angels are around. And I'm also going to do some readings and just talk about my class that's starting next week. So there's a lot going on. So I just got back, or we just got back from Puerto Rico and had a fantastic time. And me and my husband and my mother-in-law went. And now I'm here ready to work. So, hey, Teresa. Hey, Denise. Uh, Elix is not here. He's downstairs working. Because that's the only thing is you go away on vacation and then you come back and there's like tons of stuff to do. So, hey, Liz, I'm going to talk about Scott in a second. Well, I'm going to talk about Scott right now. And Liz is like, what the hell is he going to talk about my husband about? So, hi, everybody. I don't know when this was, about a month ago or so, I did hey, Darlene, I did a live, I think it was just YouTube, and this is Facebook and YouTube. And I'm going to do some readings too, as soon as I do the 5 ways you know angels around. But in any case, about a month ago, Judy Ludy, I started talking about seeing angels and do we see them all the time and when we see them. And one of those, hey, Katie, one of the things that I brought up was there's times that you're in a grocery store, you're in a mall, you're coming out of a pharmacy and you have that interaction for a second with somebody. And for some strange reason, you get to look in the person's eyes, like unlike like your normal day. Like I'm not talking about like your husband, wife, or kids or anything like that. I'm just talking about like the normal daily routine that you don't know anybody or don't know people, and that you are, say, I think I used the example, you're at the grocery store and you're getting ready to leave, and you're checking out, and the woman goes to give you, the cashier, the register woman gives you the receipt. And when you go to grab it, she just like, she catches your eye and she locks your eye for like a second or two. And it's different, right? It's just like, you don't know her. There's nothing else going on between the two of you. And then you just walk away. That is an angel. That's an angel on that side looking at you and connecting. It could be somebody that is also connected to you in spirit. It could be like if you lost your dad and an angel is helping out to like use this person, and it's also the angel and your father. It's pretty wild. And Liz, Liz, so a very good friend of mine, Liz, that I've known for a long time. As a matter of fact, one of my first job in Boston, her husband Scott emailed me. He saw this YouTube video and emailed me and said, "Is it possible for angels to take over us, like to be on the opposite end, so to be that register woman?" And I'm like, Scott, my God, what a beautiful question! What a great question! And absolutely, because it makes sense, right? If you're connecting with somebody, like again at the supermarket, and there's an angel in that person, then clearly an angel is taking over that person. So I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna sort of interweave that question that Scott did for the fifth one. I have 5 ways angels around. Everyone who doesn't love angels, right? As a matter of fact, when Elix and I were down in Puerto Rico, we stopped at Elix's cousin's house. I had never been in her house, and the husband wanted to meet me. So I'm sitting in the car, and we had dropped Elix's mom off, and she spent the day with her. And he comes to the front door, come in. And I was going through the fiasco, if you saw last week, of like 12 imposter accounts. Stephen the Medium was popping everywhere and asking for money and asking for this and asking for that. And I'm in the middle of it, and I'm trying to tell people, to report them. It was horrible. in the middle of that, Elix is like, her husband wants to meet you. So I'm like, okay. So I go in and I walk in, and it was like I walked into heaven. There were angels everywhere in this living room, just everywhere. And one of the things I said to both of them was that the Diablo will never get in here, meaning that Diablo in Spanish is the devil, will never get in here with all these angels. Right. And that's what they sort of bring out in us, is that the protection, like they're so good, the beauty, and that's exactly what they do, right? And right before I was about to start this live, I ran into my closet. I know I can't pass the joke up that I'll never be back in that closet after I used to be in it, but I know, corny, right? But I ran into the closet to get this angel that I have had since I was a little boy, that my mom put over my bed for me and my brother. He has one too. I don't know if he still has it. It's like this beautiful angel. I opened the closet door and this is laying on the floor. I never seen this. I never knew this was present in my closet, but it is some kind of membership card from my father. Here it says William Masick. Now, my dad died when I was 8 years old. He committed suicide. And this is probably going to be hard to see, but right here, what is an angel? There's an angel in that box. This was just laying on the floor. Nothing else, just this. I don't ever remember seeing this. Some international union, and this obviously, he died when I was 8. This is old. It's just another way of angels popping up. I should have added this to my list. So in any case, so for you angel lovers, that I know there's a lot out there, 5 ways to know there's angels around. Number 1, and I put this as number 1, is that it's a little bit different, but if you have or hear about anybody having an accident, and that either the EMT, the policeman, the fireman, doctors, anybody says you shouldn't be here, or this was a miracle, or you are so lucky, or you have someone looking up after you. Angels, angels, angels. Our loved ones are with us all the time, 24/7. I just, my belief, which is always the right one, right? Of course. My belief is that our moms, dads, grandmothers, grandfathers, whoever we lost, are with us every second. It's the only explanation of how, when I do readings, I just did finish doing readings today, how the last reading I just did, this like wonderful woman, first thing out of my mouth was, your father. Who's the father energy? It was her dad, right? How do I connect that fast? Because he's here. He's there. He's not always with me. He's always with her. That's how it is there. Our loved ones are always here. But angels intervene when we're not supposed to die. And I think I may have brought that up in the last video I did about angels. So if you get into an accident and for some reason, like Tiger Woods, right? There were a lot of, I think, medical officials that got there that said they're shocked that he's living. Angels, it wasn't Tiger's time. And with anybody that happens to, it wasn't your time. Absolutely 100% angels. That's what happens when angels intervene. They have the power to, right? They're amazing. So they can just, sort of like put a force field around the person to make sure that they're safe. So number 1. Number 2 is ears ringing. Now I take do classes, and which I'm doing one starting next Wednesday. Check out my website, stephenthemedium.com. I'll talk about that in a minute. But when you hear a buzzing in your ear, it can also be spirit, but a lot of times it's also angels. That twice this has happened to me. Not a lot, but twice. And it just recently happened to me within the last year or so, that I think I was heading downstairs to the basement to get water, and I heard the zzz. Now I'm petrified of bugs. So of course I slapped my ear thinking it's a fly that's, in the basement that went in my ear. And I don't want them to go in my ear because I'm psychotic. But I've slapped my ear, and then I realized, oh no, that's not fly. That's sort of like the transistor radio that I'm hearing the connection. That's very, very big with angels. So even if it's so subtle sometimes, but it's like a second, it's just like, it's so quick that you can absolutely just overlook it and think nothing of it, or just think that was nothing. But pay attention to that, because that's when angels are letting you know they're here with you. They also could be here just because you've got something going on that I don't know, maybe you're sad or you're dealing with something, but Sometimes it's just to say angels, if you love angels and you pray to angels, sometimes they just want to, they do this in readings all the time. They just want to validate that they hear us and they're always with us, which is really cool. Blue lights is the third one. Blue lights that you see, whether your eyes are open or whether they're shut, a lot of times pay attention to if you're just about to go to bed and you shut your eyes, if you're in the shower and you close your eyes and like you're washing your hair and you've got to have your eyes closed and you can see blue, like spots or speckles or just a couple of dots and then it disappears. Anytime you see blue lights, spirits around. Sometimes even if it's you may be watching TV and the light is dim and like you sort of look to the right and you see like a blue dot that just blinks, or anytime you see blue dots, angels are around. I love that, right? Angels are around. The fourth one is seeing angels around. Clearly, I don't mean you walk into Target and you see Archangel Michael, who's like, hey, high five, boom. No, I don't mean that. I mean angels that are in places that you may not even think they would be. Like, I don't know, like walking in to a Target and on the wall having an angel, or as soon as you walk in, someone moved like an angel toy from the toy section to the woman clothing section and it's on top of the rack. A little kid just left it there. Stuff like that. Angels that just appear out of nowhere. And that is so many times people overlook that and just think, either they don't register it. That's a whole nother subject about not being in the present. But if you see it, just pay attention to it because you're supposed to see it. That's how angels let us know that they're here. And what a lot of people don't know, people always think, oh, it's a really nice, beautiful gesture. I love it. And I'm so happy you did it. When people give you angels as a present or just as a token, it's just giving you angels. That is absolutely, just figure that as, instead of, say it's your good friend Mary, just think it's not Mary, it's an actual angel. An angel has just infiltrated Mary's body, bought the angel, and is giving it to you. That's how it happens, which then pulls me into number 5, which brings me to Scott's question about angels taking over us. And that's absolutely true. So on the flip side of my first video, and if you haven't seen that, go watch it because it was a pretty good video. And I did some readings, which were pretty good too, that angels take us over. That you think of like someone like Mother Teresa. And, I think a lot of people have heard about Mother Teresa. They sort of have an idea of what she did, but don't really know specifically. If you ask a lot of people, what exactly did she do? She was amazing. She was good to people. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that Mother Teresa did. And there's no question that I think from the second she got here to the second she left, she had angels infiltrating her. And she was just one of those special souls that angels were just in and out. They were just in and out of her energy, of her flow, just constantly there. For her to create a missionary with hundreds of nuns and hitting hundreds of countries to help people. I mean, that's something very, very special. Now for the regular person, I think angels will, I don't think we know it. As far as I know, we don't, when angels take over. If you think about that example of the grocery store, that if you're on the receiving end and you're purchasing milk and you go to grab the receipt and the register woman looks at you and you catch her eye and it's just that intense look, that's an angel, right? But on her end, that means an angel has to it's sort of like physical mediumship. It's like a trans medium that they just allow themselves to be open up to spirit. Same sort of thing, but angels, and it's much quicker as opposed to a trans medium that angels just come in and leave. But I think it's very special souls. I think it can be people that absolutely love angels, but I also think it can be people that, whether they know it or not, are in the present. I think what you may find is someone maybe who's homeless, that you see, as I mentioned, you coming out of the pharmacy and is just like on the ground, sitting there looking for money. Of course, I can't speak for someone like that. I've never experienced that, as sad as that is. But the feeling I get when I walk by them is that it's sort of like their inhibitions are gone, right? It's almost like, what the hell do they have to lose? They're begging for money. They're asking for money. That can't be hard for anybody, right? And I think based on that, and just based on that almost I think being closer maybe to the possibility of death, especially if they have no place to live and it's winter in some places and it gets very cold. All of that, I think, is an accumulation for angels to be able to sort of take over that spirit in such a beautiful way, a beautiful energy, and clearly there's others. I think one thing I also missed too, that's also, I didn't put in the top 5, but I know I'm changing subjects, but I'll get right back, is when you get those chills. A lot of times that's your loved ones going right through us, right through us. When I do readings, sometimes I'll say to the person, did you just get chills? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, that was your mother going right through you, like her energy, her soul, which is kind of cool. Not being physical, they can just do that. It's not really about going through us. It's really just being about around us and wanting us to know that they're here. That's really what it's about. But getting back to the angel piece. So someone like that, or someone who is very much into meditation, that is can ease their mind, quiet their mind to a level that I think most of us don't. And I don't say can't, because every one of us can, but most of us don't. I think those are people, the same thing in same way. And it's just people being open. The fact that I'm going to just talk about angels, and this is on the closet floor with an angel here, is just and something I've never even seen from my dad, who died when I was 8, is just giving the sentiment of how powerful angels are. And I'll tell you one thing about angels. I love when I get to do, and I know I brought this up a minute ago, I love when I get to do readings and angels validate that they're not only around, but that they hear the person I'm reading pray to them, speak to them, have angels in their pocket, in their pocketbooks, their purses, pocketbooks. I sound like my Aunt Ruthie from 1948. Do they still call them pocketbooks? Purses? I don't know. But I love validating that. Every time I validate that, it's someone who says they love angels. They have angels all around. They pray to angels, which is kind of cool. And what a great thing that angels are actually validating that. So, I've been chatting and looking so I don't get distracted and not at the comments, but my intuition has directed me to look at Mother Mary on someone's lawn as I'm driving. Wow. So listen, that's pretty cool. Brenda, thank you. They used to call my mom Mother. Oh, Katie, that's amazing. Just saying, I miss my mom. I know. Pamela, I definitely see that angel in someone's eye. Wow. Pamela, that's pretty amazing. And I love that everybody understands that and is getting that, and that just how amazing Canada is in the house. Jane, angels were the guy who landed the plane after the pilot passed out. The number of the plane was 333. Jane, I love that. Incidentally, 333 is my Grandma Rose's message or sign for me. I know I've done things about signs, but the great thing about signs is that you can just actually apply signs. You don't have to wait for this, I don't know, like coconut to come and fall on your head. It's kind of interesting that I use that living in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, in New England. I don't think there's going to be any more coconuts falling on my head, but I just got back from Puerto Rico, so that could have happened. Actually, that almost did happen with a mango. The first year, 93, when I went to meet Elix in Puerto Rico, we went to his aunt's house, and I was standing next to the house, and all of a sudden, like I felt it go right by me, a mango that was this big. Well, maybe not that big, but it was a big mango. It would have knocked me out and just came right next to me. So yes, so I love that, and I love that you can apply signs. So me, Pamela, I should have died. Mother-in-law out protecting my, it's amazing. I'm not really your reading was so oh, Tara, thank you. Thank you. I'm not really sure. I always say I don't know if I could ever explain why angels are the ones that intervene. I love the word interfere in this case, because they do interfere to make sure that we don't die. I'm not really sure why. I mean, I know our loved ones are always around us. I'm the biggest proponent of saying my loved ones are your loved ones are around, and I remember when I was first starting out as a medium, and I'm gonna do some readings, but I was just gonna say that I remember I was just starting to do readings, and as maybe some of you know, this came to me late. It's been like 7 years that I've been doing readings, and I had no idea I was a medium prior to that. But I remember I did a reading at this church, this spiritual church, and one of the guys had called me afterwards, which was pretty amazing, and told me that uh, it's not allowed for the congregation in the spiritual church. And if you don't know anything about spiritual churches, and I'm not an expert, but I think they have a medium every week. I think that's the case. The medium does a presentation and then does some readings, I think. At least some of them do. And I could be wrong, but the ones I've seen. And I went up there and I did readings, and the gentleman called me that was head of the church, part of the church, something like that, and said, the rule is that the congregation can't applaud when you're done. And I've never seen it here, but they did it for you, it's not about me. It was just that it was something that he brought up. And the reason why I bring that up is that, then in conversation, he said to me, so you get all your information from your guides. And I was like, well, no, I said, I get the information. I mean, I have guides, but I get the information from whoever I'm speaking to, mother, father, well, no, you get them from guides. That just pissed me off so much. Maybe it was just at the beginning when I was just starting, and maybe it was a little bit more defensive. Now it would be like, listen, if that's what you want to think, that's what you want to think. I don't care. But it did piss me off, like your mom and dad. And I promise I'm going to say one thing and I'm going to start doing readings. However, I know I've said this before, that me and Elix, my husband and my best friend, a couple of years ago went up to Boston to get our past life reading. This is before I even knew I was a medium. And when my best friend came out of the reading, past life reading, all three of us had separate hour times, and each one of us, it was like 45 minutes. And then the person doing it, which I won't name, said, do you have any questions? And when it came to my best friend's time, my best friend said, is my mom here? And he had lost his mom in 1996. And you've probably heard me talk about Paul J. Martin, my best friend since high school. And she said, no, unfortunately, she's reincarnated. She's not around. And I always tell people that when he came out and told me that, I was like a cartoon with my head opening and steam popping out. I was this close to running back in there, which of course I know I couldn't, to say, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, if he was just by himself, all I could think of is if he was just by himself, if he was just a regular lay person going in, he'd be walking out of there thinking his mom, who he was the closest to, is no longer around. That pissed me off. That really aggravated me. That's not about not believing in reincarnation. I do past life readings, which I love doing past life readings. Some of you maybe that are here had a past life reading with me. I love doing them, and they're the coolest thing. They really are, because they tie present stuff with past lives to figure out a perspective of why we are and who we are right now. But the fact of saying your mom's not here because she's reincarnated, that just blew me away. So again, just my opinion. I was going to say, send your negative cards and letters to somewhere else. Again, I'm stuck in, I'm like Leave It to Beaver today, cards and letters, like 1950s. No, I'm kidding. It was just one of those things that everyone, you just get ticked off sometimes. That ticked me off. So, because I love, I get coins as validations from angels. I love that, Carrie. I love it. Are you recently deceased loved ones already angels? They died a month ago today. Our recently deceased loved ones already angels? They died a month ago today. Jude, what a great question too. That no, it's really, angels can be like a class on angels, right? A class that I want to do at some point. But a class, it can be like a 5-week class, because there's so much on angels. There's angels that never walked this earth that are angels. There's angels that have walked this earth. There's such a myriad of different situations. Something like, to answer that question in reference to my experience, you don't say the person, but say it was your grandmother who died a month ago. No, she's your grandmother. And if we were to do a reading, then your grandmother would most likely step forward. For me too, there's no time frame. I don't have. You have to wait 4 months, 2 months, 3 days, 6 years. It doesn't matter to me. And from my experience, the last thing I will say is that I was out to dinner with my best friend Paul J. Martin's getting a lot of limelight here. He's on the stage tonight. The two of us were at dinner and we're eating, and out of nowhere, I started getting like, it's sort of like goose pimples, and I could feel the energy wave coming through me, and I kept hearing Kathy, Kathy. And I'm like, so I asked Paul, sitting across from me, it was just the two of us, and said, do you have a Kathy? No, we've been friends since high school, so I pretty much know his whole family. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't remember a Kathy. But in any case, I asked him, who's Kathy? What's the connection to Kathy? And he didn't know and said, no, I don't know. I'm asking for like spouses of family. No Kathy. And then right before I was just going to close it up, I said to him, is there a Kathy at your funeral home? And he said, not that I know of. And I would say probably about 15 minutes later, Paul get a text from one of the guys that works and saying that he was taking off. I think he was doing a wake leaving or something like that, because this woman had passed away, that they got a call several weeks ago that she wasn't doing well. The daughter called, and lo and behold, her name was Kathy or Kathleen Martin or Markin or something like that. And she came through hours. It was hours. That's happened in a reading too, that someone has come through. Like, I don't know, someone just sets up an appointment and all of a sudden I'm like, mother energy, your mother's here. She died 5 days ago. That doesn't happen a lot because most people don't do that, but it has happened. So, all right. So where am I? So I don't know, what should I do? Should I just call people in, or I can just, let's do this. If you have questions, ask me. That way I can just do more people and just, the gate's open. Ask me questions. You want to hear from your mother, your father, your grandmother, your grandfather, anything, ask me. I don't know why these comments aren't moving, but maybe they will move and I can do some readings. So seriously, why aren't these moving? I know their people are on. So, okay. So let me so I just saw Brenda. Brenda said Nana. I love you guys just giving me names. Like, I thought it was going to be a question, but I'll go with that. So, Brenda, Nana. Brenda, I feel mom's mom, even though I feel two Nanas, but I feel mom's mom. Talk about angels, Brenda. I feel like your mom's mom just keeps stepping forward. I think it's on her side because she's coming from this side, which is maternal, and keeps talking about birds, that she uses birds, but she says, about the birds. And she talks about cardinals, but she also talks about a bird you've got. Maybe I don't know. Maybe do you have like a painting of a cardinal or a bird? I'm looking up at the same comment, like that's going to magically change for me to get an answer. So I don't know. So tell me, Brenda Lee. She just keeps talking about and Fran F name. My mom is end stage Alzheimer's, and her mom is wow. So no. So I thought that was your mom's mom that was stepping forward. Brenda, the birds, and who's Frank? It's an F sounding name, like Philip or Frank or Fran. I don't know if this is living or cross. I have a face. What? You have a Facebook page, Cardinal Love? What? Brenda, that's wild. I cannot believe it. That's pretty cool. I love that your grandmother's validating that. That's pretty wild. No, Brenda too. And Frank's my dad. Oh, crashed. What? So dad is wow, Brenda. Wow, everyone just jumps in. Brenda steps forward, and all her loved ones step forward. Brenda, I was just going to say something to you. Cross. Wow. So now dad and everyone's just taking a second to come in and let you know that they're here. Brenda, for you and everybody else, just very quickly, and I'm so sorry about your mom dealing with Alzheimer's. But I will tell you something. This is really, really important for everybody listening, because I think almost everybody has been somehow affected by some dementia, vascular dementia, Alzheimer's, several other ones that fall under dementia. Is that it's the only disease that when the person's still here, they connect to spirit. Listen, I don't, I mean, of course there's exceptions. So if someone's got cancer and they're very close to dying, or, death is imminent, yes, of course they may yell out a name and their angels are around or their loved ones are around. But I'm talking about in a longer term, once a dementia gets to a place that really starts affecting the brain, like, you can't be alone anymore, but you're not like, you can't feed yourself or you can't get up, but something's going on. That is, if there's one thing to hold on to with dementia in a positive, is that as the disease progresses, your loved one spend more time in spirit. How cool is that? They have the ability with that disease to leave this and to go into spirit, and that's where they are. And I got to tell you, they tell me all the time that when they have to come back, because they've got to come back, they're not really severed, right? They do not want to come back, and they go in waves. And the closer they get, and as far as the disease progresses, that's what happens. So at least it's one positive thing that because when you deal with someone with dementia and you look at them and they're just, there's nothing in there. It's tough to figure out. So, so Brenda, thank you. I'm glad I got to do that. So let me just go here to, I'm also dizzy. Someone had like a brain aneurysm or a brain tumor, because I just, the whole computer just moved. But I want to go to Jill. I lost my father 8 months ago, and I'm always looking for signs from him. I just want to know that he's okay. So Jill, how do I do this? Oh, there it is. Jill show. Okay, got it. Because this is so cool. I love this software, so I get to look at it and don't have to like, who, Jill, what? Okay, so Jill, first of all, your profile is adorable. Just saying, that face is so cute. So, and I'm sorry about your dad, but let me check in. I lost my father 8 days. So I hate to say your dad's fine, right? He is fine. I just feel like I don't know, like I'm supposed to say that, but your dad is actually fine and he's here. Jill, he keeps talking about Jill. Is there other G's or J's? Why does he keep saying Jim or George? There's another G or J. Sometimes that could be he's talking about a junior or someone's named after somebody. But Jill, let me know I know probably why you're saying that. I want to know that he's okay. Your father also talks about you feel there were things left unsaid. I don't know like how that falls for you, but just make sure you know that he's bringing that up to say there was nothing left unsaid. I don't know also, Jill, if this is about your dad with the head thing, because it feels like the more I tune into you, the more like it may not be your dad, it may be somebody else, but there's something, either severe migraines or I'm dizzy or an aneurysm or a brain tumor. Stephen Jules had a brain. Oh my God, Debbie. So that's probably also that. Where is Jill? Yeah, Debbie, I'm sure. I don't know who Stephen Jules is. His passing was very sudden. No, he passed from COVID. I don't know, Jill, because this was 8 months ago. So I don't know at that stage if you could go in to see him or not. What he said was that it felt like things were left unsaid. You have a brother? Why? Or maybe it's not you. He's talking about somebody that feels like they weren't around, or they should have been. They feel like they should have been around more. I don't know if this is like his family, like his sibling, or there's something here. Somebody. And he also talks about the watch or the bracelet. Sometimes also, Jill, when I see a bracelet, it's also like a fundraiser, or it could be a watch or a bracelet. Maybe somebody gave you, or his watch or something like that. So keep that also with you. In 5, he just said, I don't know if there's 5 kids, 5 is this month, May. So there's going to be, could be a birthday or an anniversary this month, or it could be the 5th of the month, but he keeps saying 5, 5, 5. She knows. Jill, you got to make sure you keep that with you. There's also a little dog that is, Jules gave me a watch before she, oh my God, Debbie. Wow. So double validations. My brother was too. I love that. I love that your dad wants to give that as a validation this month. But I know, I don't think you answered the G or J name. There is something. There's also something with Scott or Stephen or Stephanie. There's an S I keep hearing. Sharon. You know, Jill, when I give these names, and for everybody listening, it could be living or crossed. Living also or crossed. I never know. Or sometimes I know, but very seldom. They just yell out names. And yes, Mr. Cintron, I'm going to. My marketing advisor, who thinks he's my boss, just came on. Everybody say hi, Elix. He must be on a break between calls. I already brought it up, but I'm going to bring it up fully. So Michelle, right when this is done, I'm reaching out to you. So you'll be hearing from me right after this is done. I love Michelle. Hi, Elix. So Jill, where did you go? And Jill, you know something also? Stomach. Somebody stomach issue. Colon, pancreas, bladder. There's something also that someone's given me as a validation, and someone is going to do a tattoo for your father. I don't know if it's already done or someone's going to do that. Where did Jill go? I'm here. I can't think of any other J names. So Jill, if there's no other J names, either living across, it could be first name, middle name. Also just keep name being passed down. It's the only letter that is a double validation. It could be a G or a J, or it could be like a junior, meaning that your father was named after his dad, or somebody at your level or generation was passed down. Something also like that. There's a nurse too. I'm staying here. Everything you're saying is so close to Jules. Wow. This healthcare also connected. So just also, Jill, keep that with you. Paula, I love Paula. She must be a big fan, right? I think I just saw an orb just go by. Jill, your name is Jay. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be much of a medium, right? If I said someone's name is G or J. Oh, it's you, Jill. So I got a memorial tattoo for him, actually. Jill, I love that. And I love that he loves that. So I got a memorial tattoo for him, actually. So this was within the 8 months. I love that he wants to validate that and how much he loves the tattoo. He says it's his favorite. I don't know if that also means that you've got another tattoo, but he just said that's his favorite. Jill, where's the brother? Why he keeps talking about the brother? I don't know if it's your brother or his brother. You have a brother? And oh, there's a little one. There's a little boy. So just make sure you keep it with you. I don't know if this would be his grandson, but there's a little. I have many. And he always hated. I'm not surprised. Jill, that's why he said his is the best. I kind of figured that you probably have more than one, but he likes his the best. So you know what he loves about it, Jill, is that what it does and gives you looking at it, the memory of your dad. That's what this is all about. So when you look at it and you get that maybe goose pimples or that warm heart that was your dad, that's what that's all about. You know, the great thing too, Jill, I do have a brother and he's a little boy. And he has a little, oh my God, I love that. That's what your dad's bringing up. So I was just about to say that this is recorded on my Facebook page, on my YouTube page. So, you know, for anybody I'm giving readings, if you don't get something, go back on it and just take a look at it. Happens all the time. When I do my radio show Wednesdays through the static 5 p.m. that you can call and get a reading, a free reading, like how I just put that right in. I get emails every single week. more than one of people that call, oh my God, Stephen, I cannot believe blah, blah, blah. The last one was really cool. The last one was, I kept saying, your grandfather keeps talking about bicycles. And she kept saying, I don't know. And then she emailed me the next day or sent me a message saying that she asked her mother, and her mother said that her dad, the mom's dad, the person I was talking to, his grandfather, when he was a kid, he worked at a bicycle shop and he loved it, which is kind of cool. So I love it too. So Jill, thank you for letting me do that. That was really cool. And I hope I answered your question with many other things, validations that your dad is okay and how much he loves you. And now you know that he loves the tattoo also. So thank you, Jill. Lots of love to you. So, you know what? I said this, I don't know, in the last Through the Static, you know, when I finish my calls on Through the Static, every single call, when I finish, I say a lot of love to you. And that was also that it's the theme song of my radio show, but it's also something that I was trying to figure out what to do when I finish a call, because unlike readings, you know, on the radio, all I hear is, hi, who's this? Hi, this is Jennifer. I have no idea who it is. I just have a first name. I can't see them. So I just wanted to get that kind of connection like I have when I get to do Zoom or in-person readings. And so I say a lot of love. So now I do it now. So it's sort of here. So Michelle, thank you. So Kylie, I just noticed my grandmother was J and was a nurse. By the way, Jill, you'll get the G or J. There's like a George, or there's something there with you, Jill, living across. So maybe ask your mom or somebody, but there's someone connected. Kylie, another adorable, not that I'm only seeing a picture. Kylie, you're adorable. My grandmother was J and was a nurse. My little stepbrother also passed very young. You know, Kylie, there's several things going on here with you. I think that, wow, there's a lot being thrown at me, thrown at you that I'm trying to translate. Kylie, you got changes. There's changes. The one thing, Kylie, that grandmother, but there's also a grandfather that's here, keeps talking about is how proud they are of who you are, in the sense of like the progression you've made. I mean, from the picture you look young, but they're giving a huge compliment, which is like the best, about sort of stepping into Kylie and figuring stuff out. And you're a smarty. Someone just says she's a smarty pants. She's not just a pretty face. She's very smart. I love that. But Kylie, it feels like there was some kind of I don't know if you're in school, if there's a certification program or something that, why does someone keep talking about like it sort of feels like, I don't know if this is you. You know, if I say if it's not you, then it's someone really close to you, right? That's what this is all about. Someone feels like they're going to do it and then they don't, or they start it and they pull back, or they're thinking about it and they haven't done it. There's something, Kylie, around you that I keep hearing. And I also keep hearing Tom or Teresa or Terry, or there's a T connection here. You're in leg problems too. Something with leg problems. My little stepbrother also passed very young. He keeps pointing to his legs. I don't know what that's about, but just a C or K. Kylie, I just changed my job as a special ed field, so I've been put on hold on furthering my education. Tammy is my aunt who passed. Oh my God. First of all, I got to tell you, Kylie, that I wish I could just hug you for Aunt Tammy. She's so excited that you just actually typed her name. She's crying. She's so excited. You know, that's a horrible, horrible disease. But I love her because she's like waving. I'm like, you're not going to make me do it, are you? And she's like, yes, I am, Stephen. I love your Aunt Tammy. She's got a good energy, good soul, but she's like this, meaning that she can just, I'm like, I'm not getting up and dance, even though I know you want me to, right? I was the disco king. Debbie Borelli can attest to that, just saying, if she's still here. Debbie used to have disco parties that I used to go to at her house. That's a whole nother story. But if you are here, Debbie, my brother is okay. Wow, I love that. So I love, Kylie, that your stepbrother who passed away yelled out the C or K, Caleb, just to let you know that he's around and always with you. And I also love, congratulations about you changed your job. Let me tell you something, Kylie, though, especially feel so I put a hold on my education. There's something tied to that job. That job is more than what you think, Kylie. You're in a really good place because your grandmother just said, when I see this, it's just a sign for me opening up a channel or an opportunity that you're not aware of in this job. So that's really cool. So keep that with you, Debbie, every Thursday. We did. Remember the freeze? Yeah. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. So getting back to you, Kylie. You also know, Kylie, your grandmother just keeps telling me, I mean, she's always around you. She's always with you, but she keeps talking about love, 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 like finding love. She just keeps, your grandmother keeps drawing a heart. And I just saw your question. There's something special about this job. Wow. I am not surprised. I'm a hospice nurse. Kylie, this is pretty cool because one of the things I was going to tell you before I finished with you was how connected you are in spirit. But just know that there's a reason why you're here in that particular job. Because, I think the greatest thing, I read someone who was a hospice nurse once. Why? I was going to say something I can't yet because it's coming out soon. So I was this close to saying something I'm not supposed to. But getting back to you, Kylie, that for nurses, especially hospice nurses, because I know this based on my best friend, again, Paul J. Martin, who owns a funeral home, is that when you, Kylie, are working as a hospice nurse, the patients that you take care of in that crossover never, ever leave you just to thank you. They're always around you, which opens so many different energy and spirit doors. It's amazing. It's wild. So I'm not surprised. I'm sure that's probably the connection here. So exactly, Michelle, they are very special. Nurses and healthcare people are special anyway. Even putting aside the pandemic, they're just incredibly special. However, in this particular case, Kylie, you're there for a reason, and things just keep getting better and better and better. Are you in a relationship? Why does your grandmother keep talking about the heart? She just keeps saying love, love. Are you looking? I love Christine. Bless your heart, Kylie. One tough job you have. Christine's got the best energy and the best soul. I think one of the best souls I've ever seen. So I give you, Christine, a lot of love. I love that. The hearts to you, Kylie. Kylie, this is so cool, right? Everybody knows. Everybody, you can feel the energy, feel the spirit. Kylie, I don't know what the deal is. Maybe you found your love. You're looking for your love. I don't know. But your grandmother keeps doing the heart. So just make sure you just keep that with you. So I don't see you anymore. So I just will leave you with that. So Kylie, thank you. And just like everybody else, thank you for Christine, you're the only and first person that's ever said that back to me. When I say a lot of love, you're the first person. Wow, Kylie. So going on 8 years together. So Kylie, all I will tell you is that this has to be a great, great relationship. You would think anyway, if it's 8 years, just know that it's a great relationship. When you just said going on 8 years together, your significant other, there's something with the car. I don't know if there was like a mechanic on their end, if there's something's going on with cars, if they love cars. I can smell motor oil, something with a car. So I don't know what that is, Kylie. So just I don't know if it hits you, but just keep it with you. But it's on your fiance's side. So I love when someone comments, going, or says the pronoun he or she, because I am just very sensitive about Kylie could be with a woman, she could be with a guy, and I don't want to automatically go to him. That still happens to me all the time. When I call someplace and who's your spouse? Oh, Elix. Well, what a beautiful, oh, she's got such a pretty name. I'm like, yeah, she does. And she's a he, but she does. That happens all the time. He had his grandfather's car and wants to rebuild it. Kylie, my God, there's the rebuilding. I could smell that car motor oil. That's pretty wild. This is pretty wild. I love that, Kylie. And it's just, it's not necessarily just about these validations. Why I do this and why I hope you guys understand this, Kylie, as I'm talking to you, is that it's just a way to let you know that his grandfather is also around him and you, and just letting you know that. So, I mean, the more spirit we have, the better. Let me just see who else. Kara, hi from Stoughton. I got to go to my office tomorrow in Stoughton. I haven't been there. Somebody sent something there, and I haven't been since before Puerto Rico. And now in Stoughton, it's getting warmer, and I have this huge banana tree. I call it a banana tree. I don't know what it is. It's beautiful, though. And I got to water it because I haven't been there, and I have to open that office up hopefully soon. I sound like a broken record. How long have I been saying that, right? But I love that you're in Stoughton. So I was just actually in Stoughton too. I just me and Elix were the MCs of a wedding shower for, I was going to say the wrong sister. That's so bad. Erica and Melissa. So I almost said Kyla. I don't know. Kyla's very good with Tim, her husband. I'm not causing anything. I'm not reading anything. But in any case, yeah, I did readings, and Elix was his normal, amazing, funny, cool self. So, hi, Gail. Me too, Kara. I can't think of the Backstreet Grill. I think it was on. I don't know why I want to say Pleasant Street. It was right around the corner from my office. So, and it was a little place, but it was a great place for this. Linda, my daughter lives in Stoughton. I love that. So let me do this. Brenda, oh my God, I love you. Brenda just said I can hear the peepers in your yard. Like, they are out of control. It's like a symphony. Seriously, it's just amazing. And Elix is awesome too. Yeah, he is awesome. I don't know how the hell I got so lucky with Elix. I really don't, and I don't know how he's still here after. I don't know if you guys know that April of 2023, it will be the big 3-0, 30 years together. Yes. So, and we count the 2 years. I was going to say 2 years. No, we count the 9 months as fetuses. Is that plural? Fetuses? 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 I don't know. If someone was just tuning in and probably like, this guy's like, get some problems. Fetuses. We count that time too. So add the 30, and yes, 30 years old. That's it. So one negative comment, you're banned. Just saying. And one, you look like 30 years old. You definitely get a free reading. Just saying. Oh my God, Debbie. Yes, I would love that. You have to plan an amazing trip, Liz. We are like an amazing trip. So let me. Poor Diane is just like, why did you put my comment out? Because Diane, are you still here, Diane? Coming for you. Would love to hear from my nephew. So hopefully, Diane, you still tinkled. So Diane's still here. So listen, why are you making me laugh? I gotta focus. Diane, would love to hear from my nephew. So Diane, your nephew just said 2. So does he have? Is it 2 siblings or is he one of 2? Oh my God, he's got the cutest face. He's got a big smile. He also gives me the C or K name, Chris or Kevin or Kathy. There's a C or K name that I can't actually get the name, but there's something there. Where am I? Keep looking at this comment like it's going to move, and it's not. Hello, newish. I'm newish. I've stopped in once before. Amy, why the hell just once before? You're missing all the fun, right? Hey, Dave. One of two, Diane. Okay, got it. He just did, the first thing he did was two, so I wasn't sure. So just know, but is it a girl? Is it his sister? Why does he talk about the girl? Sister. I get shy. There's nothing to be shy here, Amy, about. You see how goofy I am? I thank you. I hope it's all good. But I'm glad that you're here, Amy. So, and I love getting to do these readings for people. His sister, I thought so, Diane. So he just yelled out because he's always with his sister, and he also, so the C or K name, he keeps bringing up. And he just also brought up 5-2. Diane, Michelle, if I ever go on tour, I think I'm taking you with me because you're like the best advertisement. He's the best, Amy. I may. I don't know why I'm getting so dark. It's probably because it's getting dark out. But Diane, getting back to you, I smell fire. I love that, Michelle. I can smell, Diane. I can smell. Was there like a fireman? Or was someone like maybe in California with fires? Was there like a fire years ago? Diane, there's something I can hear, like someone making a fire in a fire. So it could be someone connected to you, Diane, living across is a fireman, or there was Diane, see, I don't accept no's. There's a yes. Someone was burned by a fire. You know, when I say burned, it could be something that's just a very small spot. Diane, I'm telling you, there is a mom energy. So grandmother, mother, it feels like a grandmother stepping forward, and a grandfather giving me the same validation that this was not recent. This was a while back. Someone burned themselves, or I can see a fire that, Diane, just make sure you keep it with you. Because I can, when they show me things like a scar, maybe, and it looks like a burn, it just means that there's something connected with a fire. And Diane, where was I? Who's the C or K name too, Diane? I don't know if I missed that or not. I'll ask. Yeah, Diane, tell me. And if it is, send me a message or email me, whatever. I want to know, because you're like, there's grandparents here yelling at me. I'm like, I don't know what else to say. Diane, and with Diane, when they do this, it just means that it feels like it's there in your head too. So just make sure you'll keep that with you. C is his father. I thought so. I was just waiting for the validation. And it's just a great way to let you know that he's always around him. Someone, Diane, you or your nephew, somebody is doing something with numbers. Either there's finance or accounting, someone refinance a mortgage. There's numbers around. I can feel numbers around. I don't know if this is, again, somebody living, somebody across, but somebody that worked with numbers, or right. Like when I say current, could be like a couple of months ago, a couple of months coming up, but there's something number wise. And there's also a Bob, Bill, Brian, Diane, who's two things, the numbers and the names. So just, if it doesn't come, maybe Diane's cooking, she's busy cooking rice, and she's got to steer, and then she's got to type, and then she's got to do a little dance for a significant other. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Well, Diane, I know, Debbie, I get problems. Bob is a living uncle. Got it. I love, Diane, swear to God, love that you got that. So many people, regardless of me saying living or cross, would not give me Bob is living uncle, because they're like, no, Bob's living, so I'm not going to say that. But yeah, they just want to validate people living too, which completely makes sense. If every one of us right now that's watching this just died, right? I mean, that'd be part of what if I died, I'd want to come back and bring up my nephew's name, bring up Elix's mother's name if I was, trying to get through. So, Diane, also that nephew of yours, there's also a heart valve, heart issue. Debbie, thank you. And Debbie Lewis Borelli used to come, I hear, when I was a kid. Debbie lived next door to me. And for me and everyone else in the neighborhood, she was like the cool neighbor. She really was. Everybody wanted to get to her house just to hang out because we used to smoke there, drink, smoke pot. Debbie shouldn't have done that at all, but she did. But that was the great thing of, no, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Watch somebody just take that clip and say, have Debbie arrested. I'm just kidding. No, but you were, Debbie. Like, Debbie's got the biggest heart, and we loved going to Debbie's house. So I'm kidding. His grandfather passed, and I'm not sure if he had a heart issue. So, Diane, yeah, there's it also could be connected to you. I don't know if when you say his, maybe your grandfather would be somebody different, but there's something here. A valve is stuck or something with heart. So just, Diane, keep that with you. But your nephew is here in spirit. It's like the MC. He's just so amazing. And everybody also in spirit loves him, which is really, really cool. But he also just said, Diane, there's a memoriam. I don't think he's talking about like a cemetery. He's talking about, his name's engraved on something. It's not a stone. Unless a stone is just being done, that could be it. But if not, there's something engraved. I think it's your nephew. I mean, it could be somebody else that's crossed that is on engraved on a bench or a plaque, but there is something, Diane, here. Your nephew's bringing it up. It doesn't necessarily mean it's about him, but it could be. So just also keep that with you. But Diane, thank you for letting me do that. And I love that your nephew is so happy. And, Diane, he just said to me that for him, this wasn't about the quantity of life. This was really just about the quality. And it's because he was lost at sea, and they do memorials for fishermen lost at. Oh my God, Diane! Wow, that's pretty amazing. And I just love the fact that he wanted to give that as a validation. And also, as I mentioned, for him, it wasn't about quantity; it was about quality. Like what he got here from family and friends was, as he just said, more than that a lot of people get their entire lives here. That's pretty amazing. And you've got a guardian angel from him too. And he actually just said to me, Stephen, swear to God, Diane, you were talking about angels at the beginning. He's like, you're talking to an angel. His name on the plaque. I love that it was that he wanted to give that as a validation, but he actually just gave it right back to you, Diane, and said that she's the angel. She's pretty incredible. The biggest heart you could ever imagine. So I love that. So Diane, thank you for letting me do that, and a lot of love to you. So, by the way, if anybody here is interested in an amazing mediumship introductory class, come see my website, stephenthemedium.com. It is just a certain amount of people. It's going to start next Wednesday, and it is pretty amazing. I just finished doing the intermediate class, and I know there's some people here that took it, and feel free to tell people what you thought of it. But one thing that I put in the sort of advertisement is that, listen, this mediumship class is not just solely about, okay, what's the difference between a medium and a psychic, and how do you get messages, and how do you, are you clairaudient, are you clairvoyant? All of that is very necessary because it's an introduction class. However, things have changed. It's not the same world 10 years ago. It's not the same world 5 years ago. There's so much different energy right now that has to be incorporated into this this class, because everybody walking this earth gets signs, and the majority, even taking a simple class, is not going to really pretty much change, or for a lot of people, change them getting signs, because it's not just about understanding or knowing some things. It's really getting into those depths of energy and how you have to step back. I posted something on Instagram and Facebook a couple of weeks ago that, you've got to get to a place of awareness. And what that means is that you step out of your body so that you're seeing the back of your head. That's when you're aware. That's when the magic happens. That's when the mediumship and the psychic stuff all happens. So if you're interested, go to my website, StephenTheMedium.com. Amy Teresa Preble is a first timer. Amy, where are you? I said, Katie, thank you for telling me that. I don't see Amy. Oh my God. So, you know what? Just for being so sweet, I have to pull you up, Amy. And another one that has, it's like, I hate to say this, because this was like, I think back in the 90s, the glamour shots that people used to go to Sears and get glamour shots. I mean, this is a compliment, Amy. Your picture is adorable. It's very, very pretty. But everyone looks like they've got these professional model pictures, which is pretty amazing. So, and I also love, let me just make sure I get to the bottom of the comments. I'm here. Yeah, you are. You're right here. So, Amy, let me connect here with you. You also have a lot. Wow, there's a lot here, Amy. Why are they showing me that? Claim ticket, Amy. I don't know. I honestly, no. Amy knows what. Sometimes I should just shut my mouth and just read. Amy knows the pitch. She looks adorable, and it looks like a professional model shop. That's what I was saying. So, no, Debbie, it's not birds. It's listen, it's the peepers. We have a pond in our backyard, and the peepers are here, and they do a symphony from now until probably July. So we keep the windows open, and this is finally weather. We can keep some of the windows open, and we listen to it at night. And you can just lay in bed and listen to that. It's the most beautiful sound. So, Amy, I'm sorry. Let me get back to you. I think I started, Amy, but I forgot to. Let me start from the beginning. Crickets, peepers. So, Amy, there's a something really close to you. Birthday, anniversary, very, very close. 2 weeks back, 2 weeks forward. Could be an anniversary of death. It could be a birthday, could be a celebration, but there's something really close. When I get a bouquet of flowers, it's either 2 weeks back, 2 weeks forward. So just keep that with you. The claim ticket. What the hell is that? Amy, I have never had that in spirit. Did someone ever, do you remember somebody win something, like win a lottery or some money? Or was something lost? Like someone brings something to the cleaners and it was never found, like a fur coat, or there's a claim ticket I keep seeing, or maybe it is like Amy's like, unless it's happening now, and it's the lottery, I'll be good. So, Amy, just make sure you keep it with you. I wish I could give you more, but when they show me things I have never seen in readings, and I do a ton of readings, I have to sort of wait for them to give me stuff. So, Amy, where's the P connection come in? It could be a name, but it also feels like it's a location, like a city or a state or a town or a street name. Because it feels like they're giving me a name like Peter, but that could also be a street like Peter Way, or it could be St. Petersburg or Peter's, something like that. Just also keep that with you, Amy. And there's at the birthday anniversary, there's a really, really strong mother energy too here, Amy, that steps forward. 2 kids. Who's got 2 kids? I don't know if you're one of 2, if you've got 2 kids, but there's 2 kids that this mother energy keeps talking about that mother energy. Also just says you give the best hugs. Oh, I love that, Amy. So she's giving a validation for your 2 kids, and you give the best hugs, by the way. That's what she just said. So let's just do this. I love that. You know how fast that is? Someone just said here a negative comment, and boom, they're blocked. How cool is that? Bye-bye. So Amy, it's also a way that I don't know if this is my Nan Pat. What is that? Your Nana? I love that. I love that. And I love how people just take a second and just it pops up. So and I'm assuming if you're saying Nana Pat, maybe Patricia is oh, did I do the wrong one? I think I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Okay. In any case, Amy, my name, Nan, like my grandmother, we called her Nan. I got it. Wow, just make sure you know that she's also stepping forward. Everybody in spirit also was talking about the oh my God, Amy, this claim ticket is killing me. It feels, and just keep this with you because I don't want to keep saying it. It feels as if somebody won something, like they got the claim ticket, or and someone's very proud of winning it. So sort of like a church bazaar, and like the main thing that's given away, like the biggest prize, somebody wins that's connected to you. So just keep it. And Amy, there's also in Lori, Lisa, something I Lynn, Larry, there's something like that also. Amy, take your Powerball. No, I that's usually not the way this works, Amy, or Debbie. At least if it does, I should have some of that. Just saying. But they keep harping on the claim ticket, and also talk about the thyroid or COPD. There's something here. I don't know, Amy, are you still here? Somebody either living or somebody crossed had some significant issues, because I can feel my throat constricting. Everything is sort of closing up. And also, Amy, there's a move. That's okay, Amy. The great thing is you don't even have to if you don't want to. Just listen. There's a move. A move happened or is about to happen. Oh wow, my Nan had thyroid. Wow, I think I said thyroid, even though I forget as soon as I say it, but I think I did. That was here. Just know that Nan, I moved from England after. Wow, Amy, that's pretty wild. It's just a beautiful way to let you know that she knew and she knows, and how she's always with you. And boy, I'll tell you, and I'm waiting for my apartment. Wow, Amy, I love that. Amy, you know something? The coolest thing about you is that, number one, you're very connected, way more than you know. So just keep that with you. And now that you know that, you probably see a hell of a lot more signs. And you could also, Amy, I wish, Amy. You could also get a lot of angels around you too. Some people just do. People, everyone can call angels in, but some people just sort of innately have angels around them, and you do. There's just, every time I tune into your energy, an angel flies by or floats by. But you've got, if you, Amy, got a camera and had it like in your house and just put it on, I guarantee you'd be seeing tons of orbs. Orbs, I don't know if you know what orbs are, but they're just really a way that spirit comes through and lets us know that they're around. You also have a lot of orbs all over the place, and a round. That claim ticket is still killing me, but just make sure you hang on to it. There's also a really strong dad energy stepping forward. I don't know if this is dad or grandfather, but really, really strong, and just said he's got tears, but he's been gone for a while, and just said he is always around. Is your father crossed, Amy, if he is, then it is oh my God. So it's definitely your dad. It feels like it's been like over 10 years. And I don't know if he smoked. Someone's smoking because I can smell cigarette smoke. But he wants to make sure that you know how proud he is of you in everything that you've accomplished. Because Amy, he also just said to me that my daughter is one that you put a barrier in front of her and she will figure a way how to go around it. And there were times he smoked. Yeah, there were times that my daughter just felt like giving up. Like, this is just not. I can't. I just can't. And he just keeps giving this huge validation for you that he's not only always with you. He shows me Jesus or a cross or a statue or something. I don't know if there was religious people around you. Amy, it looks to me like it's Jesus, Mother Mary. I don't know if someone had like a cross or someone had like a saint or a medal or Saint Mary, Saint Joseph. There's something. What? I'm literally standing next to his cross right now. Oh my God, Amy. How wild is that? To let you know that he's standing right next to you with the cross. That's why he brought the cross up, is just to say, it's dad, it's dad. There's Saint Mary. Wow. There's I'll tell you one thing, Amy, is that you're one also, and I think it's also because of your connection to spirit. Your father just has got the best sense of humor, because he did reiterate or validate what I just said. He's like, Stephen, my daughter has absolutely no idea how connected she is. None. He's like, why the hell do you think she's here trying to talk to a medium? I love your father's personality and sense of humor. It's very funny. He keeps giving you big hugs, and there's a rose. Rosaries or Rose. I keep hearing him say, can't tell if it's Rosary, but he just keeps hugging you. And just know, Amy, that he is with you he was a chatterbox and a comedian to the core. He was loud. I can tell. I love his energy. He's the same exact way. One thing though, Amy, I will tell you is that never ever go to a place of feeling like you miss him as much as clearly you do, because your father said, I just want my daughter to know that I am sailing right behind her. I'm getting chills. Everywhere you walk, he just sails right behind you. It doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter where you move. It doesn't matter. It's just your dad, and he doesn't want you to ever feel like sad that you miss him, because from his perspective, he's just always behind you. He's sort of like has his arms out like a sailboat, like sailing right behind you, always with you. My whole heart, I've been finally grieving him. So this is, Amy, don't make me get emotional and cry. So this is what this is all about, is your dad just giving that to you, that he's with you every second. And he just said to me, the second he passed away was the second he grabbed your hand. And he will never let that hand go until many, many years from now, when you are reconnected with him. And he said, it doesn't matter who's there, he's going to be first. You're his princess, you're his angel. And what I was about to say, which I think I forgot, is that you're one of the special people that love is never broken, right? When we lose people, never. But usually I see the silver cord severed. Yours and your father's has never been severed. He's like just a main force in your life. And he said, my daughter knows that every time she's been sad, I've picked her up. That if she's sitting there crying, I'm sitting next to her with my arm around her. It's just a wonderful way to let you know. And the last thing I'm going to tell you, Amy, is that he said directly to you, not through me. This is from your father directly to you. Amy, every time you get sad and you're missing me, those seconds, I can't have you feel me, because I'm in such a place of love. So when you're in that sad place, that whole different energy pocket, you're in a separate pocket from me. So anytime you start getting sad, you just put a smile on your face, and I will be there to put my arms around you to take the sadness away. Let me take it away, because if you get sad, I can't reach you. We're in different energy circuits, energy vibrations. So how cool is that, Amy? So I love getting to do that. So that's actually part of all my classes, is to understand these different energy pockets and understand how we can be in the best place and for the most times to be able to connect with our loved ones. So Amy, thank you. A lot of love to you. And I'm so glad, your father just said, Stephen, you were finishing. I'm like, you know what? I was. And getting, I think Katie said Amy's new. That was also Spirit using Katie. So it's been years and I needed that so badly. You have no idea, Amy. Thank you. Thank you for letting me do it. And again, it's not about me. It's just about your dad connecting. I'm just the channel. So I love doing that. And something, Amy, keep that amazing soul that you've got. And your father just said, make sure you keep it lit and not dim, because when it's lit, you just light up the entire world. And that's why you're here. That's why you're here. So Katie's my cousin. As it makes sense, she was his favorite. I love that. I love it. So listen, I said I was going to go till 8:00 and I'm way past. So listen, check me out. Watch for these when I come back and do readings. And if you or anybody that Amy, right back at you, want to take a class, go check out my website, StephenTheMedium.com. So I think that's it. I am out. And Amy, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Make sure everybody that listened to this and watch this, go back, or maybe you already caught these messages, because you don't have to necessarily get a reading with me to get messages. So this was wonderful. All righty. See you later.